Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Commissary funds refer to money that inmates in correctional facilities can use to purchase items from the commissary. The commissary is essentially a store within the prison or jail where inmates can buy various items such as food, hygiene products, clothing, electronics, and writing materials. Inmates can deposit money into their commissary accounts through various means, including funds sent by family or friends, earnings from work programs within the facility, or money they had upon admission. These funds allow inmates to buy goods they may need or want beyond what is provided by the facility. The items available for purchase in the commissary vary by institution, and there are usually limits on how much an inmate can spend or how often they can shop. Commissary funds can play a significant role in an inmate's quality of life while incarcerated, providing access to necessities and comforts beyond the basic provisions provided by the correctional facility. In some jurisdictions here in the United States, commissary funds may be subject to seizure to pay for restitution owed by an inmate. Restitution is a court-ordered payment to compensate victims for losses incurred as a result of the inmate's criminal activity. Whether commissary funds can be seized for this purpose depends on the laws and regulations of the specific jurisdiction and the policies of the correctional facility. In many cases, courts have the authority to order that a portion of an inmate's funds, including those in their commissary account, to be garnished or seized to satisfy restitution obligations. However, there may be limitations on the amount that can be taken, and certain funds may be exempt from seizure depending on the laws of the jurisdiction. If an inmate believes that their rights have been violated, such as through the improper seizure of funds, they may have the ability to challenge the action through legal avenues. This could involve filing a grievance within the correctional facility, appealing the decision through administrative channels, or seeking relief through the courts of law. Inmates may have constitutional protections against excessive fines or seizures depending on the jurisdiction and the specific circumstances. For example, the Eighth Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibits excessive fines and cruel and unusual punishment. If an inmate believes that the seizure of their funds violates their constitutional rights, they definitely do have grounds for legal action. Now, R. Kelly has sued to get his commissary funds back after they were hastily taken by the United States government to satisfy a judgment against him. In August 2023, the United States District Judge Ann Donnelly signed an order demanding that R. Kelly and his label, Universal Music Group, turn over more than $500,000 in royalties. The order, which was signed last year Wednesday, August 23, previously demanded that the King of R&B turn over $28,000, which was in his prison canteen. A month earlier, prosecutors in Brooklyn, New York had filed a writ of continuing garnishment, which is what's filed by creditors, in this case the government acting on behalf of R. Kelly's alleged victims, against R. Kelly's record labels to collect money owed in a judgment. The outstanding balance on the aforesaid judgment is $504,289, including interest as of June 1, 2023, and interest is continuing to accrue. Read the documents filed against R. Kelly's label Sony Music Entertainment. The courts filed the writ of continuing garnishment against R. Kelly's label because it is in possession of property belonging to him that can be used to pay down the debt, if not eliminated altogether, court documents stated. According to court documents obtained by SOS Media, a hearing on the matter was scheduled for Monday, March 18, with Assistant United States Attorney Kayla Bensing representing the United States. The defendant is appealing his conviction in the government's seizure of his substantial Bureau of Prisons commissary account to satisfy the financial penalties imposed in the case. Read the announcement accompanying the live stream link, which also confirmed that each side would have 10 minutes to argue their point. Heather Williams won a $4 million judgment against R. Kelly in 2020 after filing a civil lawsuit against him a year prior. She alleged that when she was 16, R. Kelly enticed her to his studio on a promise she could be in a music video and then got involved with her multiple times. Heather Williams was entitled to access R. Kelly's label fund, which was reportedly valued at $1.5 million in 2020 before Midwest Commercial Funding, a property manager that won its own separate $3.5 million ruling against R. Kelly over unpaid rent on a Chicago studio. The state high court's decision upheld an earlier ruling by a lower court that Williams, and not Midwest Commercial, should be given priority to access the royalties because she was the first to properly file a demand for the money. Subsequently, R. Kelly's lead attorney Jennifer Bonjean swiftly sought to overturn the $4 million judgment, and told reporters that the award to Williams never should have been entered because it was issued after R. Kelly failed to respond to a judgment he knew nothing about. I've never in my career seen such a flouting of the rules to deny him even the opportunity to defend these civil cases, even when the courts were fully aware that R. Kelly was incarcerated, unrepresented at points and facing multiple criminal indictments, Bonjean said. Indeed, much of these civil proceedings occurred without R. Kelly's knowledge, she added. Eventually, the Appellate Court of Illinois sided with R. Kelly on the vacated $4 million default judgment. This win order dated 20th of February 2024 was very vital and important for R. Kelly's attorney Jennifer Bonjean and all of us his supporters. Justice Coughlin delivered the judgment of the court while both presiding Justice Fitzgerald Smith and Justice Pusinski concurred in the judgment. It is clearly stated that default judgment entered against unrepresented individual, who was never served with notice of his attorney's withdrawal or notice of the entry of default against him was void. We all know that suing the United States government is tough because there are many rules and laws to follow. One big problem is that the government is usually protected from lawsuits unless it agrees to be sued. It's also hard to fight the government in court because they have a lot of money and lawyers to defend themselves. Sometimes, these cases get a lot of attention from the public and politicians, which can make things even more complicated. We are however confident that R. Kelly's lawyer Jennifer Bonjean possesses a wealth of experience and expertise that make her well suited to take on legal matters involving the government. Bonjean is adept at interpreting statutes, regulations and precedent, allowing her to develop strategic approaches tailored to each unique case. As we continue to witness new developments occurring towards R. Kelly's appeal proceedings, we can just stay optimistic that this time this relevant truth will be put into consideration. We believe R. Kelly and his legal team have been able to outline all the injustices, misinterpretations of the law, cases of lying and witness tampering that have marred all R. Kelly's legal proceedings and that the law, truth and justice will this time along prevail. It has been a long wait and we can't wait any longer to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.